Hi, I'm Rebekah, and this is Fantasy Jam. We have both of our guest hosts. Cadence, introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Cadence. Hi.
And hello, I'm Thomas.
Okay. And today's subject, drumroll please, everyone, is dwarves. Here on Fantasy Jam, we dive into certain mythos, creatures, and other fantasy topics and give them a modern spin. Now, I'm going to ask you right now, what do y'all know about dwarves?
Not a lot.
Not a lot?
Do you have a quick summary to kind of summarize what the kind of people
Okay.
they are?
So, I'm guessing one basic thing we all know is they're practically short.
Yeah.
And they're usually very hairy. A lot of dwarves are shown as masculine creatures, but in some other more modern tales, they are both, genders and races. Now, dwarves derive from German and Nordic folklore. And I was going to go into the Nordic folklore, but it's really confusing. Apparently, they were worms. Now they're not worms.
They're worms?
They were worms inside,
Worms.
the corpse of a giant.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Okay, that's different.
That's some freaky mythos. I don't know how they look like humans, but, this is how it happens.
All right.
And so the basis of dwarves is they are really good blacksmiths. In a lot of literature, they're good blacksmiths. They live in caves, and that cave also plays into the Nordic. I'm not going to even get into it. And usually in games and stuff, dwarves tend to be more of tank characters built on defense. So that's a basis on dwarves and everything dwarves. Now, if y'all don't have any comments, I would like to dive into some of our questions today.
Let's get in it.
Yeah, let's get it.
Okay, if you were a dwarf, how do you think your life would be different?
I wouldn't be able to reach the top shelf like I can right now. I don't know. I think you said they're kind of like all about defense and they're good blacksmiths. So, I mean, that'd be kind of cool to just know how to do. But how would my life be different? Is
Yeah.
what the question is?
How do you think you'd grow up as a person, being short and hairy?
I think I'd stay short and stay hairy. I mean, I'd try and control it. But I don't know. That's a tough one. How would my life be different if I was a dwarf? I don't know. I think I'd have to be ready to get bullied.
Yeah.
But I think I could handle it.
You could handle it.
Mm-hmm.
Cadence?
Okay, so obviously the most obvious I would be like short, right? So okay, I'm 5'3", and like dwarves are usually like 3 foot something, right? Because they're tiny. So obviously I'm gonna get picked on. Like that's a basic. So getting picked on, I'm short, puntable, right? Hairy. I know, I think that's like a norm, but most dwarves are like ugly anyways. So that's also a bad thing, right? But I think like girl dwarves have it worse, not gonna lie. Because it's like, ew, you're so ugly, you know?
Okay.
Okay.
So, I have a new question I'd like to ask y'all. If there were dwarves in this modern society, would you bully them?
I would.
I don't think you can say that, but yes. Yes.
I mean, they basically are. I mean, just don't bully them, because
Don't
if
bully
they're
them.
like really good blacksmiths and they know what they're doing, like you're in danger.
Yeah.
They can invent something to just like.
I feel like they might, like, people would try to bully them, but since they're so, like, kind of, like, gnarly and stuff, people would be like, you know what? I'm gonna do that.
I'm not gonna
It's
be
a
that
disaster
guy.
for everyone.
Yeah.
So,
You know, one thing I do say is probably if I did see one, like just a dwarf walking down the street, I'd probably like take a double, triple glance, just like, what the heck?
I'd probably befriend one.
Befriend
Be
one?
like, yeah, I got a dwarf as a friend.
Yeah, they're gnarly.
Yeah.
They're pretty sick.
Pretty cool guys.
It's all about the personality. Don't let the size fool you.
that will be all for right now on Fantasy Jam. We'll take a quick break and we'll be right back. See y'all later. Hello, Carol Tigers. Here at Carol. The school strives for a safe, clean environment for all students. But that means you students have to also keep your space clean. Make sure to clean up after yourselves during lunch or anytime you eat, drink, and leave your wrappers behind. Please and thank you. Okay, we're back from our break and we're ready to continue. Now, here's a question that kind of came up right now, and it's if anyone you know, would you think anyone you know from your personal friend groups or just know in general would be a dwarfs? And this doesn't have to be someone close to you. It could be like celebrities. Would you describe as like a dwarf? Not just like, oh, they're short and ugly. More like someone who's defensible, good weaponsmith. You know, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Probably one of my friends. His name's Leo. He kind of gives off a dwarf vibe. He's actually him and his family. They do welding, so I mean, I can see that as like a blacksmith type of thing.
Oh.
It's not really the same thing, but it's sort of in that category. I mean, he's a pretty like hairy dude. That dude just looks like a lion, like a lion's mane. It's just covering his face. He's not really short, but he's like I don't know. I can see him as a dwarf. He gives like dwarf
material.
vibes.
Dwarf material. Oh my gosh.
Shout out to Leo.
You're calling him out, calling him a dwarf. That's crazy.
I'm giving him a shout out. He's okay.
Oh man. Okay. I don't really know anyone that's a dwarf material. Dwarf material, you know?
Yeah.
Because like I don't really see them like that. Most of them, they're more artistically inclined instead of like, you know, blacksmith, you know, welding, all that good stuff. But a celebrity, I'm trying to think. Let's see. Okay. I don't know why. But the first thing, cause like Harry, you know, Harry, I always think of like freaking Aquaman for some reason because he had Samoa, whatever the heck his name is.
Jason Samoa.
Yeah. I mean,
You picture that guy as a dwarf? I could see him as a dwarf.
Yes.
A big dwarf.
Yeah. He's a mighty dwarf.
If he was a dwarf, he'd be the Dwarf King.
Yes. Yes. That's what I'm talking about.
That's funny.
That'd be the new movie.
I could totally see him as a dwarf.
A Dwarf King.
Dwarf King, I feel like that would do better than the newest Aquaman movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, how do you think the world would be different if we had dwarves around?
I think that they would still have the mindset of blacksmith, which there's not a whole lot of blacksmithery that goes on, but I think they'd still kind of linger in that. And it's funny to think that dwarves could totally just become a mechanic and just like work on cars and stuff. I think they would have to get used to the sort of technology that we have, and it'd be kind of funny to like see them in school or see them work like retail jobs. It'd be kind of cool to have dwarves.
Yeah.
It'd be cool if we had dwarves.
Mm-hmm. I would love for them to share their enlightenment with
Yeah.
everyone else, you know? Oh my god, can you imagine like a dwarf like doing their own like schooling or like here like you go to college, right? And you want to get like a thing in like blacksmith or blacksmithing or whatever, and then like your professor is just a straight up dwarf. He has
That'd be
like
kinda cool.
that would be so cool.
And
And-
he'd have like the coolest mustache and beard.
Yeah.
Oh,
he
yeah.
knows how to work the thing.
Yeah. I would love that. But I feel like if we had like more dwarves or whatever, right? We'd have like some really, really cool like architecture and like, you know, maybe we could have flying cars because they're just that cool. Maybe.
If we have dwarves, then we can definitely have flying cars.
Yes. See, that's
But it's funny to think because our school offers welding, and to think that the teacher could just one day just like walk into class and that's not a teacher, that's an undercover cop, that's a dwarf right there. The dwarf is there and he's teaching the class. That'd be kind of cool to have him.
And then immediately everyone becomes a professional welder.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
they're
yeah.
the best.
Yeah, they don't even need to like go get jobs. They're just good.
They just got good.
They just got good.
No longer a skill issue.
Yeah.
it's no longer a skill. That's crazy.
Now, y'all mentioned flying cars, and I was like, if I was going to ask y'all, if dwarves were here, do you think they'd be big on technology?
No.
No?
No. I
No.
think they'd have to get used to it though. Or
Well, I'm like talking in a sense like they've always been here and like we've evolved with them.
I think it'd be kind of like the Amish, where they kind of like they know technology exists, but it's just like not their thing, which is okay. And I think that's the way they would live, or that's their lifestyle.
You think dwarves would just stay in their like giant caves and never come out
Yeah, they'd come out only every now and then.
to go to like McDonald's?
Yeah, go get some food.
Oh my god. I could just imagine just like what is blood doing? It's just a random dwarf at a McDonald's.
I feel like
Dwarf eating a Big Mac.
they'd be less of McDonald's people and more like chicken place people, you know, like KFC or Popeyes.
Maybe, yeah, I could totally see that too.
I mean, I feel like their minds would be blown with like a really good Big Mac. Really good set of large fries.
They didn't have burgers back then. Now they do. That's good.
All right, that's it for Fantasy Jam. And I hope y'all had some fun. I did. And I'm going to peace out. Bye.
Peace.
Say bye, everyone.
Oh, bye-bye.
Peace out.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.